The advice I would give an actor is to not take any advice from anyone. Because I remember when I was younger, I would ask for advice, you know, and lots of times, you know, with actors, it's like when you make that choice, it's you know it, and you know what's in your heart, and you know what you want to do, and you know what your abilities are deep down inside, you know, and lots of times somebody's advice could screw you up. A great advice story was from the great Rodney Dangerfield. I did the comic strip in Fort Lauderdale when I was like 16, 17 years old, and Dangerfield walks in, and the whole room, oh, Dangerfield's here. Everybody bumps all the comics, and nobody wants to go up because Dangerfield is there. And I was so, you know, so confident back then. I was like, Mr. Dangerfield, I want you to watch my show. I want you to watch. And he said, oh, yeah, I'll stick around, kid. And he watches me. Then after my show, I do my thing, and I was really dirty. And I said, and afterwards, hey, you know, kid, you say a lot of bad things. Watch your language. And they gave me this big thing about my language and the words I was using and all that stuff. And just took the wind out of my sails. I was like, wow. Because I had killed, but he was like, you gotta watch yourself. Maybe 5, 6 years later, I'm in a bathroom at Caesar's Palace. And Dangerfield comes in, and he's in the urinal right now. I haven't seen him since that night. He comes and stands right now and look over. It's Dangerfield. And he looks over and goes, hey, who knew? So don't take anyone's advice. I escaped into the television. I started doing voices really, really early. I would watch the cartoons. And I know that started really young. I started watching TV all the time, with just escaping.
I've read that your high school briefcase was full of joke books.
Because I had started doing stand-up. So when you're writing down your stand-up, you're doing a bit, you know, like I'm working on a bit late on that night. You'd be like, I'm going to do this bit, then I'm going to do that, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that. So a lot of my stuff in my briefcase was all, you know.
Your mother has said, Eddie's a firm believer in God and prayer. Did religion play an important part in your life when you were growing up?
Spirituality. I've always been grounded spiritually. I've always, you know, had a connection with the higher power, and I've always believed in prayer, and I always believed in getting back to basics spiritually when things get too crazy. Absolutely. Laughter is just you can't put a price tag on it. I feel so blessed that I was blessed with the ability to make people laugh, because it really is healing. It's documented, you know, medically. It's good for you to laugh, you know. So I'm like, for me, I love making people laugh, and I love when somebody comes up and says, you know, like, hey, I went through whatever, and then I saw this, and it was the first time I laughed, and so on. It's so important, comedy and making people laugh is really, really important. I stopped reading reviews so many years ago. I don't read papers. So I'm really not cognizant to anything negative. You know, I go by whether or not the people saw the movie, you know, and if they liked the picture or not. But anything negative, I'm not embracing anything negative in any direction. In reality, all men are sculptors, constantly chipping away the unwanted parts of their lives, trying to create their idea of the masterpiece.